Welcome back, survivors. I'm the SurvivalVis, and welcome to the beautiful Yukon Valley in the Hunter Call of the Wild. Now, this is probably one of the most gorgeous maps, and I really love these kinds, like the North American maps, because, like, the Yukon Valley is, again, a beautiful area. We do have to be very careful of the wildlife in it, because there's a lot of stuff that will be aggressive to you. But kind of like all along the West Coast area is like landscaping I would not mind living in. Eventually, I would love to be able to move out towards the West Coast. Mostly just like to the province of British Columbia for the states, Washington State. Not like right along the coast though, because the price of living would be ridiculous, but more so, I'd probably say like interior a little bit. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're actually going to change our loadout a little bit because we have to change out our, I guess, our little bunny blaster weapon, because we're going to need something with some firepower for where we are. We are actually going to need a handgun. So, yeah, we need... Ooh, definitely need to get the score up if we want any other handguns, but... So, the Alaska will take off, because there's... I don't really think there are rabbits here, or if there are, I think we may be able to get them with... Yeah, there's not like a weapon class 0, is there? No, so we could probably use, like, our archery stuff for it. But what we need is a handgun for if we're dealing... Or maybe I should try getting a shotgun. I'm debating, like... Handgun would be nice, but it doesn't always take things down super quickly. Whereas... The Caversham with... Maybe we will do a shotgun. That might help us out a... Oh, no, that's going to be too much. So maybe we... Okay, yeah, so it looks like it actually will just be the handgun. We're not going to put a sight on it, though, because this is going to be for if we're having to deal with wolves. Now, wolves are quite the... Okay, I think that's what we want. Or... Yeah... Actually, I should probably go into the shop and see. Like, does it say what it uses? 0.357. Okay, so that's what we want in the store. Oh, okay, so that's all we can really get right now, so we'll just get a little bit more of that. And the reason we want that is because there are wolves in the Yukon Valley, and unfortunately, the game almost gets, like, arcadey with the wolves. To the point where you almost have them coming in like a wave mode in a way, so hopefully this will help us just have a little bit more means of self-defense. Think of it like carnivores, but you can fight back instead of you getting, like, killed by the first animal to reach you. So my thinking is we're just going to work our way south along the shore here and then head down to the southern areas. The roster of animals is very big game. You're talking moose. I believe there are actually bison in the map, furthermore to the west than where we are, but there are bison, packs of wolves, grizzly bears, and reindeer or caribou. I think they're kind of like an interchangeable term that's more geography. Europe, I think they're reindeer. North America, they're caribou. Something like that. So a lot of big game animals, so we're probably not going to have much little game. So we're probably going to see about keeping... Yeah, we should be all stocked for whatever we come across, so we can just take a nice walk, enjoy the sights around us. Yeah, let me just get our little map out. There it is. Yeah. Oh, well, we even could do a little mission right here. Just asks us to spot 5 different caribou. I think what we're going to encounter first will probably be bears, though. If I remember right, the eastern shore here... Okay, just nothing. The eastern shore is pretty plentiful with grizzlies, and they're not as scary as they sound when you say grizzly in the game than real life. Like, they generally do tend to run away from you, although they can still charge you and be a little more dangerous like that. I should have went to see what I had for calls, though. Because I actually can call in caribou or reindeer. The antler rattler will actually work on them, so that would have been nice. What do I even have for lures? I actually don't think we have elk this far up. We may have black-tailed deer, actually. I guess we should probably be okay with this. I don't know exactly what we're going to find in our first little expedition in the Yukon Valley. We'll do a few episodes of this because a comment did come in that you guys would have liked to have seen the valley. And I figure, what the heck, we've been in Silver Ridge Peaks for over 10 episodes, so this is a nice little bit of a change of pace, in my opinion. Just one, oh, there are some ducks down there. It's not something I usually hunt, though. Like, waterfowl, I feel almost like it's a little too... Well, it's kind of like the same issue with the rifles, really. It just becomes a little too easy sometimes. Yeah, so they can all go flying off wherever they want. We'll see what tracks we're dealing with right now. Just because that's a hoof icon doesn't mean it's going to be... Oh, yeah, speaking of, first grizzly prints. So she's just in a trot, so we may actually be able to catch up with her. So, no, she's actually not alone either. She had somebody else walking with her. So, oh. Okay, so that's our lovely lady who's left the tracks. But there's also supposed to be a male somewhere, too. So, let me just see if we got the right arrows ready. Where's the one for... Oh, I don't actually have the arrows I need in the longbow. Uh-oh. Okay, so we're not exactly the most, built up for it. I must have forgotten to grab the super strong arrows for the longbow. We can still make this work, though. Because we can use our little cheat site on the compound, at least. So that way we can at least say we're getting some hunting done with success. Oh, yeah, there she just plopped down for a sit. Yeah, she's pretty calm, so I think we should be good to sneak our way up towards her. I will use our little skill just to see. Yeah, so it's 110 to 140, so we're going to want to be in closer to, like, the 50-meter range. And I don't know if the male's nearby or not. Sometimes with need zones... Yeah, like here. It doesn't tell us how many are actually, like, here for a need zone. Well, this was actually a caribou need zone for water later, too. Okay, so we may actually see some multiple animals. This is, like, if you do find a good source of water, you could almost hunt around it all day long. You just have to have the patience to let things come in towards you. Okay, yeah, so we're getting pretty close now. When it comes to getting the vitals on bears, they can be a bit tricky, though. It's generally the same philosophy as if you were going after a deer. Like, if you're using a rifle, it's a good idea to go right through the shoulders. If you have something like the archery, though, I find it more reliable to try going through the lungs. Because the heart's pretty hard to miss, and you aren't really guaranteed a vital shot if you miss that heart. Now, if you're above the heart shooting for the lungs, you are generally probably going to be able to get it. Okay, so she... Yes. Okay, I'm trying to think of where we want to position ourselves for this. Because she's just kind of doping around, sitting on her butt, being lazy. I just want to make sure we're getting in at a good angle, that way we're not going to, like, get stuck in the shoulder or something. Or on the back more. Yeah, so there's a hit in. I'm not sure if she's coming for us or not. I don't think she is. Because usually if they're coming for you, they turn closer and run right for you. There's not usually much of a delay. Just in case, we will have the handgun out, because this is one of the nice things about Call of the Wild, is weapons can be switched pretty quickly. And you feel them a lot more kind of what their situations are than it's just a general hunting thing. You could use it generally hunting as well, but you can also refine it. So, like, since we don't have a scope, we can easily see more around the field of vision when we zoom in with the iron sights. And I don't remember if, like, the purple means the animal's been down, or that's... Oh, well, she is down, though. Or if that's just kind of like a general thing to say that you shot at an animal or you wounded an animal in this vicinity. Yes. Oh, he was... Okay, we might actually be able to figure out where her buddy went off to, because his tracks do go through here. Yeah, there's the arrow sticking out right there. I could have sworn that I had the skill that would have let me pick up arrows again. Yeah, recycle. Unlocks the ability to retrieve arrows or bolts. Although, again, this is where the hit detection is really dumb. The arrow's not actually inside of her. If we look closely, we'll just use the handgun to zoom in. That's not even stuck to her. That's like magic glued onto her side there. But it says we went through both lungs. Yeah, so the only... Oh, no, all the harvest checks properly went through on that, so it's just that she was... Oh, phasing out of existence. Oh. Okay, so a new mission came up on the little thing. I don't know if we'll do it this round, or this episode, or maybe you guys would like to see us work on some missions, or whatever we kind of get assigned in the game. You just let me know in the comments if there is anything more specific you'd like to see. Like focus on particular animals, or, again, particular reserves. And we can always try and see about doing that. No. Oh yeah, very old, so I doubt we're really going to catch up to him if these are very old. I still wish there was a little bit more information to kind of judge what the time lengths would be. Like, how... When it says fresh, does that mean it was here within the past 5 game minutes, or past 15 real-life minutes? Like, it'd be nice to get a frame of reference that can actually give you some information for what you're trying to track and hunt down. Just getting a statement of, oh, it's old, doesn't really give you much information. Oh, more bear droppings. Very fresh. Okay, we might actually have a second one nearby. Okay, yeah, the problem is the wind. It wasn't a bother for us on the first one. Oh. However, trying to get... Oh, another lady. Should notice that as well. So we got another female bear somewhere. Now, an issue is that the wind is blowing right to where she was, or where she's been going. So she'll probably sniff us out. We could try calling her in and moving somewhere else. I'm just trying to figure out if she kept going straight, or she might have ventured off in a direction. One thing I have said before, and I will say again, is in the classic theHunter, which was basically a monthly subscription game, you had an option called Free Look, where I think if you press the X key, you could actually move your head, but your character would keep walking and like position and move and step all from your last frame of reference before you toggle the Free Look. I really do miss that in this game, because it felt like a really nice inclusion to have. Like, oh, did not mean to whistle. X whistles, apparently. Probably better to find that out now than, say, if we're trying to be super sneaky against, like, a herd or something. Oh yeah, she basically just kept going straight up. Yeah, so... Oh, no, maybe she did start turning, although... turning's that way. Okay, well, we are still on her trail, so maybe we'll see about trying to call her in. Oh, and that's actually another thing I really love about the Yukon Valley, is that the environment will change with the weather. You can see, like, it's starting to get white, and there's actually snow forming on the ground. I don't know how many games you'll actually encounter which do effects like this. And I really love that touch that they managed to pull with it. Yeah, that's gonna be the last call we'll do. Maybe we'll be ready with the crossbow this time. Just going to pull us towards a tree and find an area we can kind of squat at, and then see about maybe calling a little more. Now, you can hear some wolf howls. I don't think they're actually near us, though. I think that's more just like an ambience, almost. At least I'm hoping it is. Otherwise, we're going to need that handgun. I don't know if we'll really call anything in where we are right now, but at least it might not hurt just to get a little bit out and see, because you never know what could be nearby, too. There are more tracks that were probably going off that direction. Yeah, I think I'm mostly probably just hearing ourselves stepping about. We'll see about trying to go south down here, though. Although, ironically, it would have been better if we went north, because the wind is blowing straight north to south, so we're not exactly doing ourselves any favors. Oh, holy... Okay, talk about... just luck of the draw, really. So, yeah, we're probably going to get to another, I'd say 50 meters, and then we'll use the crossbow. I still don't exactly know the sights on it. It doesn't really tell you too much about what the ranges of each of its reticles are. But I think if we get to... maybe we'll even try at the 75 mark. Yeah, well, should we try going long? Should we... You know what? No, we're going to go closer to the 50. Just for, like, sake of staying a bit more consistent and that. Just because, again, we're trying to also be moral hunting as well. We're not going to just, like, try winging shots. Let's see if we can properly hunt and take them on using proper weapon, proper calibers, and proper techniques, so that way we don't cause extra suffering for the poor animals. So, sitting at... Nope, we want to go down. There we go. Yeah, and then each position will also help you with your, like, steadying the aim of the weapons. So, prone like this will give you the most stable shots. The only thing is, you almost do want to be shooting, like, uphill or completely flat, because you will have the ground obstruct your view quite a bit. She's not that far away. What are you talking about? That's what I thought. Let's go right there. And hopefully... Let me see if I can actually see how big the... No, I just made her crap herself. I was trying to see if we could see what the shot wound was. Because that tells you... That gives you a good idea of whether it's going to be a very long trail, or if she will be down soon. That initial wound is your way of kind of knowing how well you did, so we're going to try to get up to it. It looked like the shot might have landed a bit further back, but again, the game has weird representations of where the shots actually land, if they do. Like, this is the spot? I thought we hit her a lot. I thought she was sitting back that way more. Yeah, see, that says non-vital, although it looked like it should have been a vital shot. Yeah, we're just going to get the crossbow primed again and see if we can track her down. What's she at? Oh, it's actually a meat. Okay, it wasn't a lung, so we must have gotten her more, like, in the guts. So, like, intestine, liver, something more back that way for a medium bleed rate. Because she'll still go down from that pretty quickly. And just because we are going more towards that direction where we had heard the wolf howls, we will have the handgun just ready in case. Because the Yukon Valley has a few different sub-regions to it. Like, I haven't actually gone anywhere in the more middle area here that's called Crimson Plain. But you have these, like, patches of super red grass that really dominate certain areas. You have everywhere to, I think mostly most here in Recovering Teton Forest is basically like a forest fire's gone through, so it's completely like scorched earth. You will probably still be able to find stuff like, say... Really? It was... Okay, so does that mean we should have been using the bottom one? Because that is a lot lower than I thought we were aiming. I could have sworn we were aiming somewhere up there with that. Yeah, no vital organ hit, unfortunately. Ooh, there she goes. Okay, so which direction might be good for us? We mostly kind of came from that way. The wind is still blowing south, so maybe we'll try going westward. See what we can find in this direction. And we'll just go for maybe a few more minutes and see if we can either get a warning call from something or get surprised by something. You never know with hunting games. But yeah, this probably is not the best course of action to really be taken because of how... Well, the thing about all this red grass is it makes a lot of noise whenever you walk through it. And we're not... we are kind of close to something up this way, so we'll probably aim for that. And once we're on that trail, we might be able to walk through a little bit easier and get closer to certain game. Going like this is a double-edged sword because you may get warning calls, but the animals may also just sprint off as soon as they hear you before actually giving you that little notification of where they were, or are. I do think next episode what we'll do is probably... we may either see about going from Lumbershore or Murphy's Landing, and maybe going north, because this is an area I haven't actually gone into at all before. Oh, actually, that's a good spot. North from Woodman's Respite. That might work pretty well. We'll try going north from there. We will take the proper lure for the reindeer or caribou. Again, I think it's an interchangeable term. Try getting some of those, get all of our archery tools outfitted with proper ammo. I forgot to bring along the super strong stuff for the longbow. Well, we'll see what we can do hunting-wise like that. We may encounter more wolves in the north. I know hot spots for them. This lake has been a big one up here for them. I think this lake as well, but I'm not as sure. I know Recovering Teton, mostly along the west, I think, was where the wolves were. They may be, like, spread out throughout the map a bit more because they are, like, packs and they have ranges they'll cover, but that's just my experience so far. Is that they have certain areas they'll more stick to. Yeah, we haven't heard anything, so I'm just going to speed this along and get our way up to... It's either a lookout or it's actually another outpost. Okay, that's just birds chirping. Almost in tune with, or like... No. Oh, we do have something like the red fox, but I don't think we have a good call for getting them in, do we? No, the predator call we got is more for bigger game. Yeah, she's making a lot of warning calls, but I don't think we're really going to be able to do much for her. Unfortunately, foxes are one of the most skittish animals in the game. You're going to have to really call them in, or you're going to want to hunt them with a sniper. Not a sniper rifle, just a rifle. We're not trying to make a fox cloud. or just like a little, what was once a fox, you want to use a probably lower caliber rifle that is a 1 to 2 weapon class, and you're not really going to have a lot of luck sneaking up on them. There's something you definitely need to use distance and a bit of cunning to get in. Like, I would recommend using the rabbit caller. Well, not really the rabbit caller itself, but like the predator call that's an injured rabbit. That will probably be your best bet for working on them. Because oh, it might actually be an outpost. There are 2 types of predator calls. One is basically your small game like coyotes, foxes, and the other one is for things like bears, wolves, larger hunters, really. But yeah, look at that. Oh, we can actually see her. I'm kind of surprised. I can... Yeah, we're not going to be able to go for her, because we have no way to bring her in. So, well, I don't want the video to run too long, but thankfully this isn't one of the ones like with the Carnivore series, where I'm not going to be doing this one at the 20-bit rate. I can do this one for a little bit longer. So as long as we don't hit over 40 minutes, I think we're okay to stick to like using the smaller bit rate that I have been for the most part. It's a little bizarre that the older games that aren't really that graphics intensive are the ones you need to use the higher higher demanding rendering for. But we do have a new outpost, so that actually will let us outfit ourselves a bit more and see about changing some things up. We just gotta claim it. But yeah, all of this was actually probably supposed to be that bright crimson grass that we walked all the way through at the beginning, and it just changes entirely. That is really, really incredible to see, but it makes you wonder how difficult was it to program properly. Okay, so from here, we can keep all the stuff we have. We don't need... you know what, maybe we will hold on to that, just in case. As we could use that for big game. I need... What do I need? There was something for longbow, I'm pretty sure. Oh, I think it was these. We'll buy 3 of them. I think that's what we needed. Well, at least I thought it was. Hang on. Let me see. Okay, so that is improper. That one there. Oh, okay. If you're going to have to scroll down to find another one of your items, it'd be nice if you had a little bar to know you could actually scroll down for it. So we actually did have everything we needed there. It's the lures, though, we are going to change out. So that's in here. Okay, we're going to... There are no turkeys here, and I'm pretty sure there's no elk. We definitely want the antler rattler, though. We'll take the moose caller, and we'll take the jackrabbit call. As for everything else, I think we're pretty good. We will take first aid, because we probably will be getting scraped up a bit. I just want to see if there are any other callers. Duck call. I mean, there is a grunt caller I guess we could pick up. I don't think we'll use too much. That's just a can of goose caller. Yeah, there's nothing really more for calls. You could actually set out like turkey and duck decoys. And there are some sense, but it does feel like the game almost like tapered off for what calls you had, because there's so many things that don't actually have a dedicated caller to them. And let's see. You know what? Maybe this is actually a good spot to pause the video for first. Because we've made it to a new outpost. We actually got a couple of grizzlies, which was nice. Just a little short outing into the Yukon, and you guys can take a look at the map and figure out if there's an area like Yukon Forest, the Bison, or if there's a certain animal you want me to go after. Until then, though, thank you guys very much for joining me on another episode of The Hunter, Call of the Wild. If you do like the series, be sure to give it a like, and if you have any comments, tips, feedback, etc., leave them in the comments right down below. I'm always hoping to interact with you guys and respond to any questions you may have. Until I catch you in the next episode, survivors and hunters alike, please remember to take care and stay alive.